excuse me, you can start.
Okay. Okay. Rendria can
Hi.
start.
Okay. We start there. Okay. Hi. Can you hear my my voice? Yeah, I think it's pretty
Yes.
okay. All right, cool. Okay. My name is Rendria. My name is Rendria. I'm from Magalarpa. We produce sustainable protein for animal farmers and feed producers by converting organic waste. Next. Okay. So, protein is one of the most essential material in animal feed. So we eat food, and two of the most consumed meat in the world is livestock, shrimp and poultry, and it relies so much on agriculture, and it relies so much on animal feed. And inside that animal feed, one of the most essential is the protein. And protein is also actually $146 billion worth of opportunity, and it's actually $146 billion worth of a problem as well. Next, please. So the animal feed industry is unsustainable because two of the most essential ingredients for both of it is fish meal and soybean meal. Because fish meal is sourced by exploiting the ocean, and soybean meal is sourced by clearing rainforest. And the worst of all, the demand will go up. The demand will go up and up and up because we will get our population to go up to around 9 billion by 2050. So the demand for food will always rise. So the demand for all these products will always rise as well. So this unsustainability creates a lot of pain points towards multiple actors in our food chain. So for animal farmers and feed producers, for instance, since 2001, the fish meal price has risen 3.3 times for past 20 years because the supply is at a huge risk. The supply is at a huge risk because we're running out of fish in the ocean, and the demand kept going up, and the supply is going down. So sometimes there needs to be a balancing in terms of supply and demand, where the demand always rises, but the supply is not rising at all, even it's decreasing. So it becomes harder and harder to source all these fish meals and soybean meal, and that's why the protein price will always rise. Thanks. So the animal feed industry needs to change. So this is where we come in. Magalarpa transforms the protein industry by producing sustainable protein, by using fish meal, by replacing fish meal with Magalarpa protein, which is sustainable. It's 50 times more sustainable, 10,000 times more land efficient, and the price is stable, and even it's decreasing by economies of scale while we always scale. And most importantly, it's 100% scalable. So there will be no supply risk in the future. So how do we do this? We're using black soldier fly. Next. We use black soldier fly technology to produce black soldier fly protein by converting organic waste to make a full circular economy. So we collect food waste from the food industry, like hotels, restaurants, supermarkets, even agriculture, plantation, and factories. We process it in our facility, and we produce this sustainable black soldier fly protein, where eventually it will go to the agriculture industry, and it will eventually go back to be off-taken by the food industry as well, and there will be created a circular economy. So just a little bit about our value chain, like where is our place in this society? Where is it placed in the whole value chain, business chain of agriculture? So let's say now we can see from the upstream side on the left side, we have a lot of potential waste producer, which is household, hotels, restaurant, and wet market, and even factory, and we will collect their waste through our division called Magma Waste Collector. So and then currently now we're working with multiple big names such as Indo Milk and Kalbe Pharma here in Indonesia. And there we will produce the larva, and we will convert all those waste using our production facility, and we will produce the feed and it goes towards our distribution towards to the downstream. And we will basically reach out to the all smallholder animal farmers, or also the big animal farmers like this big corporates, to farmers community and farmers cooperative. So basically in Indonesia, the farmers are pretty, tight knit. They're pretty close with each other through communities. What we're doing now is we reach a lot of head of communities where we can actually distribute our product through them by having their endorsement as well. So it will, for us, it will scale up faster and faster, and it will be very, very efficient. So yeah, a little bit of our process flow in Magalarva. So basically, the organic waste will be collected to our bioconversion system, and then eventually it goes to the larva, and it eventually goes to our product, which is full dried larva or the powder or even the fertilizer. And after this, actually, there's a bit more towards the right side of our product, where we will explain after this about the product slide that we will talk about our product, which is launched for the shrimp farmers. So yeah, we're currently focusing on a few products, as you guys would know, the black soldier fly and black soldier fly derivatives would actually have what do you call it, a lot of products that can actually be sold as a commodity, and to be sold as with a lot of usage as well. Like for instance, we're focusing on the right side for a moment, that our Magma Pure Protein is basically a BSF meal with high protein. Basically, it can be used for all animal feeds. So it can be used for reptiles, it can be used for pet food, it can be used for poultry, aquaculture, everything you name it. And we also are focused on our Magma Koi product, which is a koi feed specialized to boost immune and enhance the beauty and the beauty of the koi fish. And the product here, which is the Magma shrimp feed, which we will be talking about in this presentation, is a functional and complete shrimp feed to increase the feed conversion ratio, or the FCR, and the immunity of the product, the immunity of the shrimp. So from the next slide on, it will be presented by Reska. Please take over. Take over to you, Reska.
Okay, thank you, Randy, for introducing me. Okay, I'm Reska at Business Development Magalarva. I'm focusing on shrimp and fish product from black soldier fly. Maybe all of us have known about black soldier fly and rocket science about this, but today how about talk a little bit more deep about BSF meal in shrimp industry. Magalarva have launched one of our best product. It called Magma 104X. Currently, it's a BSF meal based supplement for shrimp, first in Indonesia, and it is a functional feed to help farming shrimp farmers achieve the highest mass body weight, the lowest FCR, and the strongest immunity to fight disease. From many research in Magalarva, we have found that BSF not only improving fish and shrimp body weight, but also its palatability and metabolic process of the animals. This character that lead us to make this product by only 1% adding BSF meal to a kilogram feed used by Faname farmers, it will change a whole process of farming to another generation of shrimp farming in Indonesia, especially. How can it be so good? Because Magma 104X will help farmers to raise the best body weight with its metabolical process improvement in metabolic level, which is sometimes not touched by another typical of farmer. Because in Indonesia, most of us only care about the final result, but we never know what happened to the shrimp gut that makes shrimp sick or that make our farming process fail. And this is the reason why we are trying to go more scientific to our shrimp and give them the best what they need. Magma 104X will increase shrimp appetite with its high natural attractant. As we all know that insect-based meal have a natural attractant that attract many palette of shrimp, fish, and also like what Andrea said, like cat, that makes every animal who has tried the BSF, they will have another good performance like color, fur, and body weight, which has not been shown before, but after they consume BSF, it will be appear. It also happened at shrimp. When shrimp consume 1% of BSF-based functional feed, it will make them have high omega protein which come from their fatty acid metabolic process and makes them achieve faster weight after a shorter time and makes them consume feed effectively. With Magma 104X, shrimp can also strengthen their immune system because the secondary metabolic process in shrimp get a lot of lauric acid from BSF meal that is main ingredients in Magma 104X. Shrimp is just like human. It can also have stress. When human get stressed, they might get slimmer or leaner. Maybe that's good for human, but for shrimp, get slimmer is not a good news for farmer. So Maga larva with Magma 104X, we try our best to help shrimp get a less stress and be happy so they can focus to their growth and get their best immune to fight disease. Magma 104X will help farmers achieve the best performance with 80% improvement of FCR, 40% profitability increase, 22% revenue increase, and maybe more farmers in Indonesia know well about how sad it is to have your shrimp farm fail right before you harvest it or right before you sell it to the buyer. So we also focus on how to boost immune system in shrimp by using our Magma 104X. But after many research we've done, it show progress that Magma can beat the virus and bacteria cause disease, but we still conduct comprehensive research for Magma, so it will give you a very promising result that will help our shrimp industry, not only in Indonesia, but in Asia, to get better result, not only by weight, but also the immune defense to pathogen. Okay, Magma is so easy to use. Our farmers can only prepare 1% Magma count for 1 kilogram of their feed. And after that, they only need to give some water around 200 to 600 milliliters based on their how wide the surface of feed they need. If they need a little more water to make it penetrate deep to the mixing of feed, they can add up the water. But the main focus about why we need to add water to these components is just to make it easy to penetrate the feeding by when they give it to the shrimp. This is the most beautiful picture a farmer can see. I wish there are a lot more farmer here. magma, when give it to the shrimp at the early stage of cultivation or at the middle stage of cultivation, have no adaptation moment. So shrimp can be easily have a good feeding regime after adding magma 104X to their feed. This is the picture that we show to our farmers and colleagues about how is the result from our research in Ujung Kulon, Banten. This is one of the green and red area in Indonesia where many farmers now facing the collapse moment after the water quality degradation in their area. But after using magma, it shows that magma have a good stability at the water, so it won't abrupt the water quality during the cultivation process. And after adding magma, we monitor the progress of mass body weight improvement, their daily feed change, the FCR, and the water quality too. This is the result of our research in Ujung Kulon. The first diagram show us about how magma restrain the death rate of shrimp for around 39 days. The red line show the shrimp pond without magma. It is so fast. The death rate comes at day of cultivation at 60, where shrimp body weight is so light. It is very hard to sell it, or sometimes people sell it at the low price, so it makes farmers have a big loss. But when we put magma, the shrimp can have a good growth with a good survival rate also. And the second diagram is magma giving to the shrimp at the early stage after shrimp pass the critical times after the seeds come to the pond. We give magma at the 10th day of cultivation. After that, we see how shrimp growth between magma pond and non-magma pond have no significant adaptation process. It means that shrimp can accept the magma character with its all character of nutrition. And after the final result, we know that magma can increase the mass body weight up to 1.15 times higher compared to non-magma shrimp pond. Yeah, that's all from our current research that we can share to all of you. Thank you for your attention. We would be happy to have you answer our question, and I believe that there is no and research that will comes to us. Research needs to be to iterate again and again to make us know more about how our shrimp responds to our product, and how can shrimp have their best to be harvested not only by Indonesian farmer but also farmers around the world. So it's not about our good food, but it's about our health and our people. Yeah, that's all from us. Maybe I can stop share and comes to the Q&A session. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, the questions is pop up in the Q&A box. Please check on it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for Zikri Khairul Ihsan. What type of bacteria of magma, what ingredients of magma, and how made the magma to be fish's feed? Okay. I will answer this first. Maybe Rendria will add some information then. What type of bacteria of magma? Magma basically is a composition of trace element and as amino acid from black soldier fly meal. Black soldier fly meal comes from the black soldier fly, which has processed with some machine to make it powdery and get high nutrition from get nutrition curated from us, so it can be fit to shrimp and fish. What ingredients of magma? Amino acid, minerals, vitamins, and so on. How made the magma to be fish feed? Magma need to for a functional feed. It means the feed that can be consumed by shrimp and fish with its functional nutrition that fit to shrimp and fish needs. If you mean about how it can be a pellet form, it needs to be processed with some machine also. But for now, we are currently focusing on the supplement portion with its currently powdery form. Is there any adaptation problems in shrimp when they get magma? No. Currently, with our research, there is no. I can see there is no adaptation process because the chemical structures that black soldier fly meal have is fit with shrimp gut and shrimp mouth. So the shrimp from many range of size doesn't have to be adapt with their feet because they can easily chew it and consume. Okay. Ren Update is going to answer this question live. Yeah. Is it the same to give magma with BSF meal in shrimp? Is it the same to give magma with BSF meal in shrimp? Is it the same?
Yeah, let me answer that, Raska. So basically, there is no name of the attendee. So yeah, is it the same to give magma with BSF meal and shrimp? So basically, yeah, I mean, the majority the majority of our product, the majority of our function and the value proposition from the product itself comes from the magnificent and brilliant characteristic of the black soldier fly meal. So yeah, it is so like the majority of the effect comes from the BSF meal, but I think if we're talking about giving the BSF meal as is as a raw material directly to farmers, here we acknowledge that the problem that by doing that there's nobody around the shrimp farmer in Indonesia that can actually use BSF meal directly to the shrimps, because I think the majority of the shrimp farmer here in Indonesia still uses commercial feed. So if we only add protein to the commercial feed itself, it won't be enough. It will actually ruin the water. It will actually increase your cost of operation to clean all the water and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not particularly the same, but if you're talking about if you're talking about the core value of our magma shrimp 104 is, yes, it comes from the natural characteristic of the BSF, but we add a lot more to it as well to cater to directly to farmers and to answer the need for the farmers. That's why we can achieve a lot of good stuff using the Magma 104 with our trials and our customers. Yeah, I'll answer the next one. Do you sell pure BSF high protein meal? Yeah, in our slide, you can see that one of our product that we basically produce and we basically produce and sell is the pure protein of the BSF. We call it the Magma pure protein for our product, and how much quantity that you can supply. I think it's a bit inappropriate for us to mention about our capacity and our price here. So if we can chat a little bit privately after this, it will be great, and I can send you all our price list and how much when we're able to supply and everything. So but thank you so much for the question. So now I will directly chat you after this, later Chai. So yeah, I think the next question can be answered by Reska.
Wait, will magma acceptable by not only shrimp like lobster also? Um, from the metabolic analysis, magma will be acceptable to crustacean, tilapia, and the same character of fish and shrimp, fish metabolic process. So for this question, yes, magma will be acceptable, but for kind of lobster, how lobster adapt to this product, how lobster need it, we will need to conduct far more research about it. Yeah, that's all. And for the next question, maybe Rendria can answer it.
Okay, thank you, Chai. Yeah. So how breeding the black? What's the effect of the black soil of beef feed of fishes? Yeah, I don't quite get the question. How do you breed black soldier fly probably, or what's the effect of black soldier bee feed to fishes probably? Yeah. So how do we do it? So basically, that's basically that's basically I don't think I can answer it here using only just words. I have to show you a lot of stuff. But yeah, I think the main cycle of the black soldier fly, it's almost the same with just like breeding other animals. You usually start from the egg, and then you go to the baby phase, and then you go to the adult phase. Eventually it goes back to lay the eggs again. So just a little bit about that. The cycle of the black soldier fly is around 35 to 40 days. And yeah, usually we have to hatch the eggs, we have to feed them, we have to nurture them up to those 35 to 40 days, where eventually they will mate with each other, and then they will lay the eggs. So, and what's the effect if the black soldier are beef fed off fishes? So if we feed the black soldier fly to the fishes, there's a lot of things that comes from that. So yeah, one of which is what we're currently doing with our product, which is Magma 104, is we process the black soldier fly, where eventually we can actually directly sell to the farmers, where it will eventually be all have all the benefits that Reska has wonderfully presented just now. And uh, and how do you measure 70% immunity increase? So yeah, basically how do we measure them at that point was we put in a bit of a star there, that we our initial reaction was a 70% immunity decrease. So in Indonesia, there's a very big probability in average that shrimp farmers in Indonesia have a big probability of failed harvest. Is around up to 50%. 50% of the harvest is failed. So it is caused by viruses, or it is caused by diseases as well. So when we mention 70%, not we didn't mention 70% immunity increase. We mentioned that 70% reduction of the reduction probability of the shrimp become sick or disease. So it's around the number is around that. We're projecting that, but I think it needs to be noted as well that we're currently doing an extra more detailed research specifically to test the immunity. But yeah, I think we were pretty, unfortunate slash fortunate that our trial was also he conjectured a virus and disease along the way of our research, while we already have enough data for the research, but at the end of the cycle there was a disease attacking the farmer. So, and then we get the data that the product, the farm, the pond that actually using our product is not severely it's not severely damaged with this virus. So yeah, that's where we get the number. Maybe the next question can be answered with you, Scott, by you.
Will magma float or shrink in water? Will this affect how it can be can be eaten by fish or shrimp? Okay. Magma occasionally float in the water, for some purpose we need to add some water before we put it at the feed. So it can be attached to the feed, and when the shrimp eat magma, it can get the nutrition that has penetrated the feed. So, but sometimes a few farmers have another decision to put the magma. They can give it without water when the shrimp already have a capacity to eat grazingly the floating feed. So the methods to give it is depend on how your shrimp is conditioned now, how the shrimp is growth at the moment you give it. But if we take a common technical methods, it needs to be mixed with water so it can be attached with the feed, and it can be penetrate the nutrition better compared to when you spread it at the pond. So it only float and only the grazer shrimp can eat it. That's all. Yeah, thank you. You need to try it. It's good. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, you can contact us. You can contact us through our website if you want to try the product and everything.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there any more question? If there is no more question, maybe back to the host.
Yeah.